Hi, I'm Carol Berglund and welcome to my YouTube channel. I do acrylic pour paintings on this channel. I do other paintings as well, but this YouTube channel is specifically for acrylic pour paintings. Please watch, you might find it very informative and fun. And if you like what you see, give me a like, share it, and subscribe. It's free. Hi, Carol Berglund here with Carol's Art Creations. So I want to do another pour because sometimes one is not enough. And what else am I going to do in this pandemic? I'm here at home, kind of bored. So I have spritzed this with a little bit of water. I did the back, make it taut, pins, tape. Why am I doing this? Well, when I paint my landscapes and flowers and stuff, I had a habit of spritzing it just to moisten it so that when I started with the paint, it would help it to slide better. So I'm theorizing that if I have just a light misting wet coat, it'll help even the base coat that I put down. So I hope so. I don't know. It's trial, error, experiment. So these are the colors that I used last time. This is a metallic ice blue from, should know this name by now, Deco Art. This is Deco Art Peacock Teal. This is simply acrylic silver hue. The maker's Roudney and Daler, I believe. And this is Apple Barrel Gloss Pink Blush. It also has a little bit of the Americana Decor Pearl, which is a metallic, just to give it a little bit of a sparkle. This is a Payne's Gray that I mixed from the Saks True Flow Paints Black. Then a little bit of white to make it charcoal, a dollop of ultramarine blue, a dollop of phthalo blue until I just got the color I wanted. These are all mixed with Floetrol and the Liquid Kex Gloss Medium and Varnish. It's kind of like a pouring medium and varnish all in one. And a little bit of pouring medium from Artist Loft. And so it's just thin to the consistency where it all kind of just flows off the stick. Creates a little pyramid. But you wring it and it sinks pretty quickly, within 3 seconds or less. And that's the key to get the consistency to match up. It's hard to do because each paint, even if you stayed within the same line of paints, the pigments and stuff are different. Don't know if you can see on this white, but I can wring it and then within 3 seconds the ring is gone. And this is the white satin enamels. It's actually a little bit of off-white. Actually, no, it's not off-white. It is mixed with the Bayer Color Sample satin enamels from Home Depot. Because I like the Americana satin enamels, but the white is very hard to find out here in my area. Even to order it online is hard to find. I guess I should check Amazon again. So I'm putting down just a thin little layer. And the satin enamels, why we like it, is it creates this cloud billowy effect. Only my last 2 pours with it, it hasn't. And I think the reason why is my paints were of such different consistencies that some sank to the bottom and others were too thin and it just didn't work out. So hopefully I've got those adjustments the way I need them. I have put some OGX coconut milk hair serum in. My colors, blue and turquoise color, silver, pink, did not put it in the Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray and White does not have it in there. I was careful to put 1 drop, although I might have put 2 drops in one color. And so this is a really thick product that creates big cells. So I do like to stir it well. I theorize that you break it up real well. I've heard yes, that's true, and I've heard not really, so I don't know. It makes sense. If you stir it and stir it and stir it, you're going to disperse that oil through the paint a little bit better. Being an oil, it will try to pull back together, but still, I think giving a good stir is to your advantage. So I'm just going to layer up a cup, and then I'm going to flip it, and then I'm going to drag, called a flipping lip. And this cup is way bigger than I'm going to fill. It's okay. I'm going to do some of the, what we call dirty pour, where I'm going to pour the white from up high to mix with the colors to help me get that billowy look I was hoping for last time and didn't get. So I've got my WD-40. I'm going to spray this cup away from my painting and then wipe it out. And all this does is it helps that paint come down and release. Go the sides a little bit. Now, if you have the WD-40 with silicone, it can make cells. But to me, the best cell maker of all is the OGX Coconut Milk Hair Serum. You can buy that at Walmart, any drugstore, just in the hair products aisle. Okay. It's Friday night, and I always like to have a little bit of wine to help me unwind and do my paintings. I'm making my social distancing count. I actually think I'm going to start with a little bit more white. And silver, we'll pour it down the side of the cup. If you pour it down the side, it's less likely to sink. And I'm hoping to get 2 layers out of this. A little bit more of the white. Thinking if I use more of the white, it'll really help it out. I'm going to go with the darker blue. They call this ice. It really is like a sapphire or cobalt blue, but it's very pretty. And then I'm going to have some turquoise. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do a little, trying to decide here. I think I'm going to do a little more Payne's Gray. And pink. I think I poured out a little extra pink, so. White. And my turquoise. I think this is a 20-ounce cup, so about halfway full, which will actually be higher than halfway because it gets bigger at the top. Silver. I am sandwiching that silver in between two whites because I really hope the silver doesn't get that dull looking color. Trying to remember what I layered. I think it was dark blue. And it's okay if I get a little bit out of order, it just changes it up. I'm going to do the rest of the turquoise. Actually, this is the peacock teal. It is a metallic as well. Okay. I'm going to keep the stick out. Well, that will push a little of the teal color down in the others. I kind of look at those little mishaps like serendipity. It was Bob Ross who I used to watch his videos and got interested and started painting from watching him, and he always pointed out the little mistakes in your paintings are just kind of meant to be. They're serendipity, and just go with it and accept it and let it be part of it. I thought that was cool. A little bit more white. I do want to save a little of my white. And I have way more paint than I need for this size canvas. This is a 16 by 12, 30.5 centimeter times 40.6. And I'm doing that from memory. So as I've said in previous videos, we Americans are not taught the metric system like everybody else in the world. Okay, I've got my cup ready. And so I think when I flip it, I'll just flip it here and then drag it and do a figure, or yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can plan to do one thing, but hey, let me spread this out from the center a little bit. This coat is kind of thin and it didn't want to move. I wish I had been better at icing cakes, because if you're good at that, this is like second nature. Okay, we wipe that off. Alright, I'm just about ready. I'm gonna have a little drink. Got my fingers crossed. Have a little drink, relax, flip that cup. I'm a red wine kind of girl. I like a nice red blend. Not dry, not sweet, not whatever, just a nice blended red. I'm seeing some air bubbles, so I'm going to pop the base real quick so that I won't put paint on top of air bubbles, since that can really trap them, cause problems later. This is the coolest part of doing these paintings. You got a torch, a weapon. Alrighty, so let me flip this over. I guess I'll flip it and drag it and then, yeah, well, there we go. I hope that didn't mix too much. Now there are videos where they do these full cups and they tell you don't flip them, fill them up. You put something on top of them, so you turn it over and then scoot it off, and that will keep your colors from mixing and be truer, and it's sometimes what you desire. But wow, this is released pretty well. I can see some cell action already. So here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and tilt this just a little bit to disperse this paint out. Okay. Now I'm going to let this sit. Just like when you take meat out of an oven, you let it rest. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, so it's been about a minute, minute and a half, but wow, look at some of these cells. It's really coming up. I don't want a torch. The reason I don't want a torch is because I don't want to bring up yet more cells because they're going to come on their own. So I'm going to get to tilting. Fingers crossed. Come on. All right, move my wine out of the way. I do not want to drink wine. I mean, I want to drink wine, not paint in my wine. Okay. The weight of the paint's about right here, so I'm going to head off to that corner. All right, bring it back up. This is a kind of weird little design over here in the corner, but I kind of like it. So I think I'm going to just leave that where it's at, bring this up a little bit, weight of the paint's right here. Come off this corner. I love this dark blue, but that's what will get poured off. Hopefully there's some nice colors up underneath. Yeah, I'm starting to see that silver come up a little more. Let's bring it back to middle. Let's come down here. Okay, I've got my billowy cloud effect. I think this looks pretty cool as it is. And do I want to leave that as a negative space? Or do I want to blow that a little bit through a straw? It's a little stretch right here. Let's see if I can. Okay, so just drain the paint down to kind of squish these back together. Although that's kind of like, I find it strangely appealing I wish I had brought a straw in with me, but I did not. See if I can lean down and just blow on it. Yeah, my lungs are not that good. I need to put a straw right there. I wouldn't mind tilting a little bit, but I don't want to overstretch that. I do have a little paintbrush I could drag to give it a wispy look. Well, let's see what I get when I... I'm going back left and forth till I get the paint weight where I want it. And I finally got it like right here. So you can see this is getting scrunched, but I'm going to bring it back real quick. And this is 1 drop of OGX coconut milk. I have never seen anything create cells bigger and more cells than that product. I had seen that you could buy the personal lubricant. Yeah, I bought some and it didn't work at all. So I guess different brands, but you really want that dimethicone. So let me take a look at that. What do I like? I'll tell you what I like. I'm liking this kind of abstract pattern. I think tilting it did help kind of blend it. I'm liking this little swath here. I'm liking some of the colors coming up underneath. I like this shock of black. Although these are cloudy and billowy, they're kind of caterpillar-like big fat worms. And one of the things that I have done, I think I invented this, I don't remember seeing anybody else do it, is I like to draw lines through it and it kind of breaks it up. And a cell that's round, it actually turns it into a heart shape. So let me get my toothpick here. And I don't want to do this too much. I don't really want to turn it into a heart, but I do want to kind of... When I do that, to me, it makes it look more like some kind of plant life. See, like this pink thing here? Makes it look like some kind of underwater sea thing. See how that makes it a little heart shape? So sometimes I do that with my paintings. This has got a nice greenish tinge, probably from some of the mixing of the colors, a little bit of mud, but I really like it. So I'm going to come down this center right here, give it kind of a heart shape, but it also gives it like a leafy kind of plant looking. And I really don't want to overdo this, because I've been known to overdo it. Less is more. I do like how it just broke that up. It doesn't look like intestines. Okay, I'm going to torch this. and pop bubbles and see what else will pop up and grow from underneath. I did tip off a good bit of paint. Oh, look at this beautiful cell here in this Payne's gray. I wish that was on my canvas. Oh well. Okay, I'm starting to see a lot more cell reaction. Now, I love it cells, just like a petri dish of just unknown origin. It's like an alien landscape. And I'm looking at all the alien world cells all at once. Now, Bob Ross did say to make up little stories to go with your paintings, so he's right, it does kind of help. Anyway, I'm happy with that. I really am, and I do hope some of the silver will dry with a little bit more gloss and pop. So right now, although it looks kind of grayish because of that silver, I do think once it dries, it's going to be much shinier. But yeah, I'm actually happy with that. I can't complain. All right, put this down. Well, I don't know. What are you thinking here? One last one. See how that makes up kind of look like some alien plant? And this over here. Just kind of for balance. All right. So I'm going to leave that be. I really am. I'm happy with that. That looks pretty cool. I'm thinking I can sell that. And it's for sale. If anybody loves this, is enthralled with it as much as I am, definitely contact me. Let's talk price. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye. GoPro, stop recording. Hi, Carol Berglund here. So I'm coming back. This is the following day since this pour. And yeah, there's been some changes. It looks like there's a whole lot more cells, a whole lot little cells underneath you can kind of see. It just really made this completely coated. There's hardly any negative space, but I like it because I like cells. And I love these deep veins running through. Some of these heart-shaped cells are heart-shaped because I had taken this toothpick and just went right down the middle. And it took these blobs and it made it kind of look like a little floral or plant life. I'm going to hold this up the camera. Hopefully you can see that, this section. So several places in here I have altered some of the cells down here just to make it look like a little plant. It gives it that heart shape, which also gives it like a leafy, florally thing, and the thin line looks like a stem. So I've been doing that with some like here. But overall, I'm liking this, and it looks a little gray, but I'm starting to see some of the lighter silver. And my other pour that I did with the swing cup, some of the silver drying on the edge is starting to look really bright. Let me grab that for you. This one is still wet. This is my swing cup pour. I'm thinking of a good name for the painting, but I can see right here on the edge, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but the part that's more dry, I can see it shine. It's going from the gray to the shine. So hopefully if that silver comes through and really gives me that metallics that I'm seeing when I turn it and hit the light, I'm going to be real happy with that. I think it's pretty cool. One thing about these paintings is turning them different ways gives you a different perception. And sometimes I like it turned one way and not another. And so it's interesting. But I do like this. I'm definitely keeping that. And I'm keeping my swing cup pour. Going to experiment with that some more. So I want to give you a follow-up. I still got these pad down from, let me put this down, from this pour, but I put the paper towel around it so you wouldn't see all the drippings because it kind of takes away from the painting. This one's probably got another day, day and a half, maybe 2 days before it's fully dry. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this. And definitely it will become a piece of art for sale. I'll let it cure, then I'll prep it and varnish it, and then it'll go up online for sale. Currently I don't have any pieces for sale, but if you see something you like, notify me. Definitely I'll give you my contact info. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. GoPro, stop recording.